All right, just taking a quick look at the ZEVO. This is the indoor light trap. So this is the insect trap. You know, you might find this appealing if you have a lot of insects, right? And we'll do like a full comparison actually to this RAID. It's like the same product, really, right? The RAID version, but I'll tell you something, you know, honestly, the ZEVO one is just the design of it, the way it works, you know, they're fundamentally the same, but this one is just far superior. So we'll get into why that is here in a second. And, you know, so either one that you go for, and there's probably like a million other off brands for these things as well, right? I mean, it's a pretty simple product. They're charging you a lot of money for it and probably making a ton of profit, right? So, but yeah, these are kind of the two name brand ones. So probably the ones you might find in the stores and you might be curious about it, right? So that's probably why you're watching this video. But yeah, so either one that you go for, you know, it's very simple. You know, it attracts the insects with light. You know, there's no chemicals. This is the thing, right? And this is just kind of a good idea, you know, for in your house, really. You know, people don't want chemicals, and you don't want to have something either that's going to, like, you know, make a bunch of noise, right? Make a bunch of racket, having this thing goes, you know, zapping in the middle of the night, you know, when it's catching bugs. So, you know, this is appealing just to have something that's so simple, it's not going to break really either, you know. And the only thing is, you know, you will have to buy the refills, right? You're going to have to buy these refills, you know, when it fills up. Now we'll talk about, you know, how that whole system works here in a second. But, you know, what I was saying in the beginning is that this design is just far superior to the RAID version, right? So, well, the one thing you want to note is they both use blue light, right? You can see the blue light, kind of the halo of it right here. But the way they actually are designed is totally different from the ZEVO and the RAID version. So basically, this ZEVO version, one of the reasons it's just so much better is because it actually has this front cover is actually opaque. Okay, so let's just kind of jump into some of these photos provided by some of these Amazon reviewers. I mean, here you go. You can see it right there. It's completely opaque, and this is kind of does one of two things, right? Number one is it just blocks out some of that blue light, right? I mean, unless you're a big fan of blue light, you know, it kind of makes it a little bit easier on the eyes, you know, whenever you're going to be around these things. You know, I think personally, that's just, you know, my opinion. So if we actually jump over to like the RAID version here, let's see if we can. I got these all lined up. You know, we're going to talk about it. Don't worry. But yeah, so here you go. You know, it's just going to be more in your eyes, right? Now, the reason, you know, both of these products use blue light is because it's like the opposite of, it's on the other end of the spectrum, right? Compared to the bug lights, right? So bug lights are typically yellow, orange, amber, right? So you want to have those on outside, you know, especially in the warmer months. They're not going to attract bugs, right? Ideally. So the blue light, the opposite end of the spectrum, is just, you know, I don't know the science behind it. Don't ask me the science behind it, but, you know, they're obviously more attracted to the blue light, right? That spectrum. So they both use that. But as I mentioned, you know, this is just, you're not going to notice it. You're not going to notice the blue light quite as much, right? Because of that opaque shield. And then the other aspect of this is, you know, the RAID version here, not only is that shield kind of, it actually is like transparent. Let's be honest about it. It is transparent. So not only are you going to get that blue light, you're going to see it more, but you're going to kind of see the bugs, you know, as they start to collect back here, right? I mean, this is, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to look at that, you know. And in fact, you can see here, we'll kind of go through some of the, you know, there it is. It does have some kind of like textured pattern to it. So it's not like crisp glass, you know, that you can just perfectly see through, but still, you know, it's transparent. And then the other aspect of this that's just bad design is, look at this. Like this is, so this, let me just draw it out for you. This is the front transparent cover. Okay, and then the actual sticky part is a separate piece here in the back, this blue piece. And as you can see, they're basically the same size. Like, you know, they're basically the same size. So if you're looking at it from anything other than straight on, you're going to see the sticky part in the back there, right? You can just see that. So you're going to see, for sure, you're going to see the bugs, you know, collecting on there. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is just, I don't know, it's just really bad design. And then the other aspect is that some of these reviewers mentioned is that, you know, when this light is on, because this front cover is transparent and the light just comes through it, a lot of the bugs will just kind of hang out on the outside of this thing. And so there's obviously no sticky adhesive. There's no trap on the outside. So they just kind of hang out there and then they fly away. They fly into your bedroom, you know. They fly, land on your face, right? So the whole concept of this thing is like, it's not going to, you know, it might work. It might work if they happen to fly to the back part, but they might not. They might not either. So, and then you just got this bright blue nightlight, you know, running in your house for no reason. So again, this is just, I can't believe actually how poorly designed this RAID version is. It's such a, you know, it's a simple product. Like, it's not that hard to get this right. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're going to, you know, even when you do start to collect insects on this thing, you're going to see them, right? You're going to see them hanging off the back here. And that just leads me to the final design, that the final point of this product, the ZEVO version, that's just so good. Look at this. They actually have this little, it's like a guard that wraps around the back side of it. Can you see that? I mean, it like wraps around it. So, you know, as these bugs and stuff start to collect on here, you're not going to have any like stray wings or antenna sticking out of the side of it, right? So you're not going to see stuff sticking, you know, from the front side. You're not going to see stuff, you know, like you said, the wings, the antenna, whatever, little legs sticking out. You're not going to see that because of those guards that they have, you know, wrapped around the edge guards. Really, that's what they are. So this is just like, you know, it's so much better. And then actually, I forgot, there's so many things to talk about here because this is just so much better of a design. The other final aspect of this actually is, you know, with the blue light in the back, well, I guess I did kind of touch on this, but with the blue light in the back, you know, so they're attracted to the blue light, yeah. So they actually have to fly around to the back side where the adhesive is, right? So it's just, like I said, it's going to work so much better than they could just be flying anywhere, you know, they could just be hanging out anywhere around here, you know. So yeah, I don't know who designed this for RAID, but they need to go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? So yeah, but anyways, that's the overview of this ZEVO. You know, the video is mostly on the ZEVO thing, right? I mean, that's, you know, it's probably the one you're going to want to buy. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty, like I said, let's just end the video. There's nothing else more to talk about. You know, I think I covered it all. So